Hello everybody and welcome back. This is episode number 13 of the Amber Army YouTube's retro gaming series, Championship Manager 3, Aston Villa. As you can see, we're doing pretty well this season. We're fourth in the table. We're only 5 points away from top, but I think the title is a bit too much to shoot for this year. So I think staying in the top 6, I'd say, would be a good season for us to start with. We started off, we got a lot of good young players. I mean, you look at this, I've got an awful lot to choose on this team. a lot of work to do to make this team right. So I tell you what I'll do, I'll save you guys the anguish, I'll get the team picked, and I will meet you at the game. Okay then, so we're here. I've still managed to pick a reasonably good team, although we got a lot of injuries and suspensions at the moment. Mark Smith I think this is going to be his first start for us in defence. Playing alongside Gareth Southgate. Matthew Gent has done decently in goalkeeper whenever we've needed him. Lee Hendry's going to be taking a central midfield position. Lovenkrands is on the left with Anderson on the right. Byfield's going to play at front with Quayla. Obviously Tevenet is out also. So let's get this game kicked off. If you remember on the return game, or not the return game, but the previous game at Sheffield Wednesday, was part of our opening losses. Obviously we lost a couple to start with, didn't we? But then we turned it right round. It'd be nice to show these people what we're really capable of. So, pretty much the opening 20 minutes and not an awful lot has happened. There's been a lot of commentary, but there's not really been any proper attempts at goal of there. Looking at it, well, there's been 3 attempts, 2 for Sheffield Wednesday, 1 for us. So a boring opening sort of 25 minutes. There was a chance, but still 0-0, thankfully. Hendry having a chance there. So not going to be expecting us to be smashing them with the weakened team. But this is the sort of thing that that champions are made of. Is when they got a load of injuries and they can still put out a team strong enough to win the game. So we're making chances now. We're getting a lot of the possession. But Sheffield Wednesday making chances themselves, and Gent. Thank God for that. So actually, looking at it that way, we're not doing too well at the moment. We need to turn this around. Unlucky. Got to tighten up at the back. We've got to stop them from having chances. Terrible effort by Anderson. Okay, we've hit the hour mark. No subs made. Let's make one. Ian Anderson's going to have to come off, isn't he? But for who? Let's have a gamble and throw Keith O'Neill on the right, even though he's a left-sided player. Wingers are wingers. He can cut inside on his left. He can dribble down, cut inside. Quayla fluffing his chance there. Can he make another sub now? Possibly 2, I think. Let's have a look at their conditions now. So Quayla is looking knackered. Collimore's going to have to come on there. And I'm going to take Lovenkrands off for Seth Johnson and swap him with Hendry, get Hendry out on the wing. Only because Lovenkrands is a bit tired. Been quite ineffective in this game as well. So it's looking like a nice boring 0-0 draw to start us off with this episode. Not the best of starts. Got to be winning our home games against these teams. So where does that leave us in the table? Well, leaves us in 4th place. Liverpool got a game in hand over us to extend their lead over us, and Man United got a game in hand over us to leapfrog us. So we could end up in 5th by the time the next game comes round. Talking the next game. The next game is, in fact, our FA Cup 5th round game at home to West Ham. So, our chance for silverware, maybe. let's hope we get a couple of players back. I'll see you guys there. Okay then, so we're at the kick-off of our game against West Ham. We've reinforced our defence somewhat. Schumacher's come back. We've got Gareth Barry on the bench as well, so he's come back. So Smith drops 8. He's a bit young, but he's going to get there one day, Smith is. So Dion Dublin's on the bench because Keith O'Neill is cup tied. So let's kick this game off. This is exactly the time you want to get a performance out of this team, because the quarter-final beckons from this game. West Ham will be looking at this thinking they got a chance because of our players that we got 8, but some of them are on the way back and some of them are 8 through suspension, so we should have them back next game. Oh, Southgate looking to get in on the scoring again. But we've had a much better start to this game than we did against Sheffield Wednesday. Could have done with a Byfield goal there. We need to get that kid scoring. But what we need, really need, is an attacker that can give a bit of competition to... give a bit of competition to the Spaniards. Yes, get in there. So we have the lead on the way to the quarter-final. So we're dominating the game at the moment. So maybe that reinforcement in defence is key. Anderson looking to get in on the scoring. He's had a couple of opportunities from eight the right at the moment. Okay, so half time, 1-0 up, looking much the better team. But I don't understand how only 22,000 have come for an FA Cup 5th round all Premier League tie. It's a bit of a poor attendance, isn't it? Lovenkran's hitting the bar, unlucky son. There we go. Darren Byfield with his first ever goal for Villa, and it's about time. Because we want him to start doing a bit better, don't we? I mean, his stats are starting to go up a bit. Maybe a little stars on the horizon there. But he needs to start scoring a little bit more. Let's hope the first one is the start of many more to come. But we have the lead, 2-0 now. Over the hour mark. The game is all us. I'm not going to tempt fate by talking about the potential outcomes of the game now. So there we go, 70 minutes in. I think Jamie Shaw for Seth Johnson. Let's make the final 2. Have a look at the conditions. Quayla is knackered. Starting Collymore to come on. And so we'll give Byfield a rest. Give Dublin a run out. See if any of them 2 older stars can actually get in on the scoring. Give me something to think about when it comes to picking the next team. At least Collymore got it on target that time. But there you go, 2-0, and we are in the FA Cup 6th round. Happy days. Tell you what then, I'd imagine the draw for the next round will be before our next game, so I'll see you there. If not, I'll see you at the next game, and we'll show you the end of the, well, we'll show you the result of the draw before we call time on this episode. There's the draw. Yeah. But at least we're at home, eh? At least we're at home. I'll see you guys at the next game, which is going to be home to Southampton. Hopefully we'll end it on a win. Okay, so a win looking ever more vital because we have now slipped down at 7th, although we do have a game, or in some cases 2 games in hand over some of them. We need to get maximum points in this game if we are to keep in that top 6 position. So I'll take you to the game now. Okay, so here we are, about to kick the game off, and as you can see, we've got a few players back. Egiog slips back in, Bosnich is back, Joachim is back as well. So a much stronger team to put out. We're still missing Merson, we're still missing Tevenet, but both of them are on light training now, so we will expect to welcome them back soon. The only other key player that we're missing is O'Callaghan, but he's still out injured. So without further ado, let's kick this game off. Southampton sitting back to defend. Yep, that's a good idea because we're coming at them. Oof. Almost struck blood very early there. It's a positive opening 10 minutes for us here. Go on, Byfield. Hit the upright and went behind, unlucky. At least with Byfield, in comparison to the other two regular Villa strikers, at least he's actually getting close to the goal. Pretty much whenever Collymore and Dublin hit it is way wide or miles over, blah blah. So we're coming to 20 minutes now and it's all us. Looking to get the breakthrough. The earlier we get it, the easier the nerves will settle. There it is. 20 minutes in, Lovenkrands from 20 yards out. Happy days. So we need the win in this one. You know, the pressure is all on us, but we dealt with it really well. All we gotta do is not let them back into it. So a second would be nice. Right about now or any time. Them would have been nice, of course. Okay, so we're going to go into half time with it 1-0. As you can see, we're dominating the game. They haven't even had a single attempt at goal yet. But our midfield, we're all playing sixes at the moment. They could be doing better. Well, the only one that's not is obviously Lovenkrands, the goal scorer. Oh. Usually they score them. Unlucky though. Still 1-0. So we're an hour in. We're leading the game 1-0. We could really do with that second one. Just for that cushion. Lovenkrands looking to take things into his own hands there. Okay. So don't really want to take Lovenkrands off, but Joachim could do it coming off. So I'm going to give Keith O'Neill another run up there. And that'll do for now. Quayla could come off for Collymore in the next 5 or so minutes. Okay, yes. Click it there. And then at about 82 or 83 I'll click it. And Seth Johnson will have a go. So we'll do it now. Corner ball. Take Hendry off for Seth. And as much as you want to win a little bit more convincingly in a game like this, as long as we get the 3 points and we keep ourselves in contention at the top end. So, here we go, we get the win. And we rise back up to 5th. We've got a game in hand over Leeds. We can leapfrog them if we win it, but we are now 10 points behind Arsenal, but we do have a game in hand over them. But then I suppose saying that, the likelihood of actually topping them at the moment is very, very slim. But we stay up around there, we get ourselves back into Europe. I know we got dumped out because of my mistake, but then at the same time, you learn from those mistakes. You don't try anything stupid with your tactics. We had the game won and I threw it away with my stupid tactics, but at the moment we're still sitting 5th in the Premier League, so we're looking rather good right now. So yeah, that's our 3 games this episode. Next episode, what can we expect? We are playing Tottenham away, Derby away, Man United home, so this is going to be a tough episode coming up, guys. I'd say if we can get 3 points out of those 2 games, and if we can somehow beat Man United in that FA Cup quarter-final, that would be a very successful episode for me. So to see that, you're going to have to join us again next time. But for those who are keeping up with this series, thanks very much. Really enjoying this, taking me back, as I always say, and hope you're enjoying it too. So until next time, that'll be cheerio for now. Thank you very much.